Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is Monday morning and it's 8:45 in the morning. So as you can see, I've got the bread machine out, and it's been a while since I had it out, but now that the outside season is kind of slowing down a lot, about to come to an end, we'll be doing more stuff in the bread machine because I also need a loaf of bread. So I may end up today doing just the bread dough and then baking it in the oven. So, but right now I'm going to make cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls, and the dough is going to be made obviously in the bread machine, and then I'll roll it out and do the rest myself. Let's get to this. I will tell you the ingredients as I go, and I will put it in the description below. So check that out if I'm going too fast. I already have all my ingredients measured out and set out, so the only thing I've got to do right now is warm up the milk. Not hot, but just warm. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, so I've already got my pan in there and it's locked in, and my kneading paddle is already in there. So we're going to start off with 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of warmed milk. I had it in there for like 52 seconds. And yeah, it's not hot, it's just warm. No specific temperature. And then we're going to go with 3 tablespoons of oil. One whole egg plus 2 egg whites, lightly beaten. And then we're going to go with 4 cups of flour. Let me get a spoon for that. All right. So that was 4 cups of flour. And then you want half a cup of granulated sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. Just gonna break that up. I'm using the sea salt. And 3 teaspoons of yeast. And that is it. You close it up. And we are going to put it on the dough cycle, which is number 8. And it should take like an hour and a half. Hour and a half. All right, we're going to press start and it's going to go. So this is one of the big positive points about the bread machines. If you are intimidated by bread machines, don't be. I was intimidated about the whole bread process, but thankfully a subscriber gave me this or sent it to me, and I absolutely love it. Because in that hour and a half, it's going to allow me to go do something else. I don't have to sit here and mess with the kneading. So it is well worth it to get a bread machine. I would look at your local thrift stores first. They usually sell them cheap if they have them. But I do have the Cuisinart. I forgot the actual model, but I will put it on the screen. So, all right. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going to press start and I will be back. All right, everyone, so the cinnamon roll dough is done. That's the beeper for the oven. It is preheated to 350. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this out. Actually, I'm going to throw some flour on the counter. All right. So the kneading paddle, make sure you take that out. The last time I made this, it was stuck inside here. So if you don't see it in your bread pan, look for it inside your dough. Okay, so all we're gonna do now, because it did everything in the bread machine, it did the rise cycle and everything, so we're actually just gonna form it kind of into a rectangular shape, and then we're gonna roll it out. Just throw a little bit more flour. Make sure you got enough flour so your dough doesn't stick to your countertop. And then also put some on your rolling pin. All right, so let's just roll this out. I was in the process of cleaning up the living room. Oh, sorry, those are the notifications. So yeah, well, this was in the bread machine. It allowed me to start cleaning up the living room, vacuuming, just like dusting, kind of rearranging a little bit of stuff. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that. I don't know if you could see it all, but not in a perfect rectangular shape. So now I'm going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to brush it on here and then put my brown sugar cinnamon mix on it, and then we're going to roll it up, cut it up, and bake it. Okay, I have my 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I have the 1/3, I just microwaved in it, so it's not 1/3 of a cup of butter. It's just 2 tablespoons, and we're just going to pour it on here. And just brush it all over. Now these were really good. I only made it one other time, and they were good. I'll just go over the filling in just a moment. Yeah, if you're one that is intimidated by making your own bread dough and bread machines, don't be, because I was that person. And since I got the bread machine, it is amazing. All right. So this is 1 cup of brown sugar and 4 tablespoons of cinnamon. I just mixed it all together. And the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And the first time I made it, I threw 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. And Glenn and I both agreed it could use more cinnamon. So now I threw 4 tablespoons. So now I'm just going to spread this all over. Yeah, if you don't like a lot of cinnamon taste, then probably stick with the 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to bake these at 350, and I'll check them at 15 minutes. I think the original recipe calls for 325 for 20 to 25 minutes. Maybe, I think actually the first time I made it, it took 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes at 325. Now I went kind of far to the edge in some areas. You probably want to leave the edges a little clear. All right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so now we're just going to roll it up. And I am not going to make all of these because rolling it up the long way this way, it makes 16 cinnamon rolls. Okay, so I got it all rolled up there. And the edges don't have as much on them, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is just start cutting in the middle, and then take one half and cut in the middle there, and then cut in the middle. So let me get my knife for that. Okay, so I have my roll here. I'm going to say right around here is the middle. If you haven't noticed, I haven't used my glass cutting boards to cut stuff on them. I'm just not sure right now. I know some of you said it's okay to cut on them, and I believe you. I totally believe it's okay to cut on them. Just a little nerve-wracking. All right, so I'm going to take this half, just kind of estimate the middle here. Cut that. And then cut this in the middle. And then cut each piece in the middle there. Probably should have sharpened my knife before I did this. Okay, so that's that half. And what I think I might do with this little end piece that doesn't have too much, I might roll it out because you can see it's kind of thinning out there. I think I'll roll it out and throw some more in there. And then just roll it back up. See, well, it's got a little bit more. All right, so now I'm going to do the same for this half, and then I'm going to bake half of it, and the other half I'm going to freeze as they are. I won't put you through the torture of watching me do that. Okay, so I'm only going to make 8 of them. This is 16 total. I'm going to make 8, freeze the rest, like I said. And this is not the 9x13. I believe it's like a, I don't know if it's like a 9x7 or something like that. It's a smaller one than that. So I'm going to go ahead and I sprayed it with nonstick. Okay, so I'm just going to take my cinnamon rolls. Hopefully they all fit in this one. Oh, might be close. I don't think they're all going to fit. Well, they might because they get smaller. I think we'll be okay. Okay, I did the same to this end piece as I did the other. All right, so yeah, they're gonna puff out and they'll probably go into each other, but that's okay. So 8 cinnamon rolls, I've got it at 350, and I'm gonna put them in for 15 minutes, and I'll check them and see where we're at from there. Either as they're browned or however you like it, I guess. We don't like it too brown because then they get hard, and so I'm gonna put this in the oven and work on getting these all wrapped up to freeze. Okay, so I just got a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, kind of wiped off an area here, and I'm just going to put them in there so that they're flat. And then I'll freeze these for another day. All right, everyone, so there it is. 8 more cinnamon rolls in a Ziploc bag, and I'll lay them in the freezer flat just like that. So those are ready for another day, and I don't have to make the dough again. If you're feeding a larger family, then you might be baking all these at one time, but that's how I do it. The first time I made these, I baked all 16, and so yeah, that was way too much, and so now I'm doing it this way. All right, yeah, I'll be back when they're done. All right, everyone, so here are the cinnamon rolls. I just took them out of the oven, and obviously going to wait for them to cool off before I frost them. And I am going to use the cream cheese frosting that I made for the banana nut muffins because I have plenty of that left. You could make a white icing for it, whatever you desire. So yeah, that's the cinnamon rolls. And they did bake for 20 minutes at 350.